Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new moon energy in Taurus. Now, that did happen a little while ago, as in a day and a half ago, but we're still there until a few more days when the sun actually goes into Gemini, and that's a whole new ball game. So, new moon at Taurus occurred on Sunday morning early, the 17th of May at Brisbane time. So, check for your location. Taurus energy is an earth energy and inclines us to choose tried and true ways of doing things and approaches to life that we've always used, habit. Taurus prefers comfort and stability, not the uncertainty that comes with new ways and new ideas. With that in mind, pay attention to the comfort aspects of your life. Have you had a facial recently? What about a full body massage? Or maybe a reflexology treatment? Enjoy the tactile nature of these experiences. Maybe the Taurus energy inclines you to admire or spend money on beautiful items, a new piece of jewelry, a new dress, something attractive for the living space or the bathroom. If you live on the Gold Coast, do go and check out Lisa's Four Hearts clothing at the Pines Eleonora. She always has such an interesting array of colours and styles to suit so many shapes and sizes. If not, find your own clothing shop. This week, I finally found the time to polish the copper kettle given to my great-grandmother in 1898 in Belfast. I have to say, it takes a bit of effort to clean the damn thing, but it does look good when it happens. That's Taurus energy. As it is autumn in the Southern Hemisphere, and at the moment it's raining heavily, it's a great time to prepare and enjoy delicious, wholesome, hearty meals. Create a tasty dish using your favourite ingredients, preferably organically produced. I suggest pasta dishes or hearty stews with lashings of mashed potato. Yeah. Experienced astrologer Penny Shelton reminds us that when the sun is in this last 10 degrees, also called a decan of Taurus, and particularly when Mercury is conjunct the sun, which happened just before the new moon, it's a time for us to slow down and hear what is actually true. With this new moon energy, it's wise to make choices that are sustainable over time. We're going to have enough of the Gemini energy in a minute. Taurus is also about money and finance. How stable is the world of finance at the moment? Will we have the global reset we have been expecting for so long? Will the American dollar survive as the most important global currency? What about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? We've had Pluto in Capricorn for nearly 20 years, destabilizing currencies globally. Consider how much in recent times, how many changes there have been to banks and other financial institutions. The adjustments aren't yet finished. And in the meantime, the value of gold, silver, and platinum is steadily rising. Will we have a significant shift again in the next few weeks? The oil situation and the restrictions in the Strait of Hormuz is affecting fuel supplies and pockets in many places. Now, with this background, how stable, how organized are your financial affairs? Do you have debt? Can you retire that debt or could consolidate it? Are you spending more than you need to spend? We can all do that. Remember, there is a difference between need and want. Are there changes or adjustments you can make to your diet? Eat out less, fewer coffees out, create more wholesome home-cooked meals. Takes a bit of effort, but the rewards are so worthwhile, not only for your pocket, but also for your health. Taurus energy endows us with the patience to manage these adjustments easily, with determination and perseverance. Sometimes this can be seen as stubborn. You are allowed to stand firm in your own boundaries. And Mercury close to the new moon supports practical thinking and planned actions. And we've been in Taurus sun energy for the last few weeks, and I've spent time in the garden preparing soil and planting seeds and seedlings. And I'm so grateful for the substantial rain we're currently having and we've had since, which is so beneficial for the garden. The rain brings minerals and energy and amuse. The rain brings minerals and energy that is never included in a municipal water supply. And I just rushed out at the weekend, last few days, and put more fertilizer on the garden so that the rain can really wash it in. So I'm encouraged by some of the YouTube gardening wisdom, and in that I have planted potatoes in paper bags filled with potting mix. Really? I just cut the eyes out of the potatoes that have been in my pantry for a while and planted them. I'll keep you posted. Expect results around September. Covering the ground space with chicken wire to discourage the crows. They like my vegetables. I have planted several varieties of beans and also peas. And in the meantime, tomatoes from last season have self-seeded and are already producing fruit. Eggplants are finished and lettuces continue to be planted. I keep doing that on a regular basis. I'm so lucky. Here in Queensland, lettuces we can have most of the year except for when it's very, very hot. Silver beet is vigorous and the cabbage plants are growing well. In a few weeks, I will cover them to keep the cabbage moths away. Several of you responded to my Facebook post sharing what you've planted in the space you have available. And even if you don't have access to a garden, plant veggies or herbs in pots and put them in a sunny place. Keep watered and fertilized on a regular basis and enjoy homegrown produce, even just herbs, just to flavor your meals. From a physical perspective, Taurus energy governs the throat. And I'm wearing blue. This is color of the throat energy, blue. So if you have a sore throat, it suggests that there's something you need to say, but feel unsafe to say it. I suggest you go to the sea or the trees and shout out what needs expression. Singing in a choir or even at home by yourself loudly can also help heal a sore throat. No doubt you'll be taking medications as well. But gargling with warm salt water regularly is valuable and often better than any cough medicine. Some of the old-fashioned remedies really work quite well. Taurus often prefers to sit and be comfortable. But do get up off the couch and go for a walk or a bike ride or a swim or something. Move it or lose it, especially in cold weather. It stimulates the circulation. But that said, I know several folk with strong Taurus energy who are almost OCD about their regular exercise. We call that determination. These people are also quite fit. In the bigger astrological picture, there is an ongoing mini trine between Uranus in Gemini, trine Pluto in Aquarius, and both are sextile to Neptune. Now, these are very favorable, energetic, harmonious connections. This energy flows freely, and being in air and fire signs tends to help matters move very quickly. All of these planets are slow moving, and so we can expect this energy to be with us for some time. So it's a bit like background energy. It's there and it's ready to boost and support Mars when it comes through going, oh, we'll do this, that, and the other thing. So expect lots of new ideas to appear with Uranus in Gemini, but be discerning. Neptune is involved, potentially creating illusions. And Uranus will stimulate AI activity. Illusions are often stimulating for the creation of new ways of being and new inventions. So illusions aren't always bad, but just be discerning. I like what Eric Myers has posted on Facebook on the 14th of May. And he describes very well our opportunity to use this mini trine energy to co-create our future. So he says that we have the opportunity to take individual responsibility, Aries, for our spirituality, Neptune. We no longer need others, particularly patriarchal authorities or middlemen, to intercede between us and our divinity, individual consciousness, higher being. Revolutionary Uranus is pushing us to update our intellectual understanding, Gemini, consistent with the current data set, moving towards a new future with AI, quantum entanglement, and psychic connection. Transformative Pluto supports and encourages our paradigm shift to become energetically aligned with a transpersonal soul being developed intuitively by Neptune. The power shift is away from male energy, dominated rulership towards power, people power. So I'm always watching for evidence of Pluto working his energy in Aquarius by supporting the wishes of the people. And I was so delighted by the results of the by-election in Farrer in New South Wales just the other week, where One Nation's candidate was clearly elected. And the message to both the major political parties is quite clear. The result is supporting a trend away from both those parties, also shown by the preference votes in the recent elections in South Australia. Further evidence for me of Pluto working is the national election result in Hungary. A candidate supposedly groomed by the EU was elected. As I understand, the EU then presented him with a series of 27 demands for compliance, clearly wanting to maintain dominance in that area. My understanding is he rebuffed 24 of those 27 demands. He's really representing the people, not those in position of power and control. Now, do you know any other examples of people power in your community, perhaps? The Sun moves into Gemini on the 21st of May. That's just 3 days away, and will be trine to Pluto on the 27th. So how can we use this positive energy powerful energy in a positive way to advance our evolution? It's a bit like knowing that the wave is coming in. How can we catch the wave and drive this energy for not only our good, but the greater good of humanity? We also have another full moon on the 31st of May. That's the second full moon in May. Ever heard of once in a blue moon? Now, these words are all my own. I have paraphrased Eric Mayer and Penny Shelton, but that's all for Taurus, and chat with you again in Gemini.